Taurus, hey, welcome to Searching in Fearless Recovery Tarot. If you guys want a private reading with me, all the info and crap is down below. Okay. So I wanted to start with a healing message first, just to get the basis of the reading. This will be your April energies. It's a collective read. Take what resonates, please, and just leave the rest behind. Know that all of these messages aren't for everybody, so just take what resonates, guys. All right, so I started off with a guidance card, Clean It Up, in the reverse, number 21 for all you numerologists out there. The protection message is it possible you may be focusing too much on other people right now, trying too hard to be helpful? Does taking on what belongs to others make you feel needed or desired? Perhaps you think it's your calling to relieve people of their burdens, but what is the cost to you and to them? Don't clean up someone else's side of the street. You're not helping by freeing him or her out of responsibility. You're also not doing yourself any favors, and you just might be adding an even greater strain. You are loved as you are. You don't need to be needed to be loved. Okay. So getting into that energy, what messages does Spirit have? Actually, let's do astrology first. Okay. Father God, Holy Spirit, thank you for another day not promised. Please help me to collect with the Taurus Recovery Collective that is watching this video. Please help me to collect. Please help me to connect with the Taurus Collective that's watching this video currently. Only let those that walk in the light in. What astrology energy is being activated in Taurus for the month of April? Taurus for the month of April. Oh, man. Okay. I only say man because my 8th house is being activated right now, and hoo-wee. Okay, 8th house. 8th house deals with personal power. It also deals with the mysteries of life. It can also bring about a major change. I feel like a lot of you, for better or for worse, are being shown your personal power and what it's going to take to have your personal power. For those of you on the higher perspective, or like on the not the higher, a more ascended perspective is what I'm trying to say here. For those of you on a more ascended perspective, this is going to be actually stepping into the sunlight and walking into your own dreams, is what I'm hearing. It's maybe you fit into a certain persona or dynamic for a very long time that you've wanted to break out of, and you've had an instance where you had the opportunity to break free, and you decided to break free and be yourself for once, instead of helping other people. And maybe that's where the Clean It Up message is coming. But right now, currently in April, 8th house is being activated. 8th house also talks about life and death. So some of you could be contemplating some of the people that have passed around you. For those of you who are going through a particularly rough period, maybe like you're trying to rise above codependent dynamics, you're trying to rise above and create your own voice, maybe. Just know that you're supported and protected around this time, and that you're not alone and you're not crazy. You're not crazy, Taurus. You guys are some of the most loving people I know, so love me, a Taurus. Okay, so what messages do we have for the Taurus Recovery Collective that is watching this video? Okay, so we've got the 9 of Wands, the Hermit reversed, and the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands. Okay. What I'm feeling right now is you guys are very heavily guarded. Why are you guarded? Let's get this clarification on the 9 of Wands. Spirit, please clarify the 9 of Wands for Taurus. Please clarify the 9 of Wands for Taurus. Okay. There could be a lot of change that's happening in your life right now. Things could be transforming. Things could be leaving. This is also 8th house dynamics. So maybe something that you loved very dearly and were very attached to, you were forced to be removed from. And now it's very difficult for you to move on. It's very difficult for you to move forward. It's like you're only looking at the past. You're looking at all the things you've accumulated in the past. But it's funny, what Spirit is saying is, think about what you were thinking about back then. You know, when you were creating all those memories with an individual, or in a social friend group, or at a particular job, whatever that may be. What were you thinking about when you were creating those memories at that time? Were you still thinking about the past? You know, it's possible to create anew. It's possible to create a new cycle. When you're always thinking about the past, you're always worried about the mistakes that you made. And you have to realize that mistakes are only an illusion. There is no failure. There's only trial and error. That's it in this life. That's it. That's all we get. Okay. So you're isolating. You could be isolating, maybe focusing on the past. What's the 7 of Wands? And by the way, the only reason why I keep my other cell phone on is just because King of Cups and Justice. The only reason I keep my other cell phone on is because sometimes if I hear it ding as I'm making a point, it's confirmation from Spirit for me. So that's why I keep it. If you hear it in the background and it's like a point that really drives it home and you wondering if it's for you, and you hear my little whistle in the background, it's confirmation. Okay, so let's see. You're blocking, and I'm seeing the King of Cups and Justice. So the King of Cups is one of my favorite kings. He would be a water sign. And by the way, I'm not, this is a masculine energy, okay? So when I say masculine energy, I just mean someone that is more of a leader. Someone who, the King of Cups is someone who's very compassionate, but may have to hold their feelings in at times so that they can rule their kingdom. And that's what I'm feeling. You're blocking your feels. You're blocking your feels, and you're thinking about karmic justice for some reason. Maybe when you left, maybe when this particular thing left you, or you left this particular thing, person, place, or thing, maybe you feel like it was unjust. Maybe, I'm getting one of two things, Taurus. I'm getting some of you are thinking about what is owed to you. What is owed to you, that's what I'm hearing. And others of you are thinking about making an apology. And you're avoiding it. You're avoiding it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to deal with it. I think it's simply because you don't know how to move forward. You're struggling to be in this role right now. And that's okay. Because you're dealing with grief and loss. And that's all 8th house, baby. That's all 8th house transitions. And that's why at the beginning of the video, you heard me go, ugh. Not because for you guys, it's because I'm going through this as well. And I totally understand having to let go of things and all that good stuff. So, it's odd because normally this 4 of Swords is about rest, recuperation, healing, and I do believe this is that, but they're imploring you to do that because I also feel like some of you get messages in your dreams. Some of you, they're pointing out the sword and him laying on the bed. Some of you, you get clarity in your sleep. Some of you could have like heavy Neptune placements, Pisces placements. You could have heavy 12th house placements. Along with like an Aries moon, or you could have a Pisces moon, something of that sort. But I feel like you get information in your dreams and you have a calling yourself, but it's in the background. And it's almost like you don't know the steps to get there, and you get incredibly frustrated because you feel this all around you. You feel this 10 of Pentacles all around you, but you don't know how you can access it, and you access it in your sleep. So if you've been tired lately, or you've been extra tired lately, don't get down on yourself so much about needing to sleep, because you're getting messages and healing in your sleep. What's this Wheel of Fortune? What's this Wheel of Fortune, Spirit? Some of you are feeling really out in the cold right now. You feel maybe this, for some of you, maybe this person, place, or thing outside of yourself is creating this 10 of Pentacles, and you feel left out in the cold. Could be a relationship. But this is a karmic cycle for you. Interesting. This is a karmic cycle for you because you're meant to see that you can create all of this all by yourself. You're meant to have a partner, okay? You're meant to have a partner. But you feel that the gift of desperation is what I'm hearing in my head. And for those of you who haven't been in the rooms for that long, or you haven't heard that term in the rooms, it's used to piss me off really bad at the beginning of my recovery. But just kind of like To the Wives used to piss me off because I felt like it was sexist. And then I got later on into my recovery. Now I really could shit or care less because I don't look at sexes and all that. Anyways, besides the point. The gift of desperation is talking about when you feel so low to the ground that you've got nowhere to go but up. And this is the feeling that I feel like you're spinning yourself into, and you're trying to block it. You're trying to block it because you're scared. You've never experienced this before. You've never experienced this King of Pentacles moment. You've never experienced this abundance. Some of you feel like you've never experienced someone truly having your back and rooting for you and wanting you to live out your dreams. Maybe for some of you, that relationship that you left behind was that, and you're feeling lack without it, or you're trying to rest and get revitalization and messages about how to move forward, what to do. I heavily feel like for some reason, for some of you, this could be a divine partnership with this 10 of Pentacles here, and feeling left out in the cold, and the wheel of, I think that this is for some of you. This is not for all of you, but I feel like for those of you where there's abundance to be created, for some reason, I feel like both of you needed to go through a journey to figure out that you could create that abundance apart and then bring it back together. That's a very specific message, but that's what I'm getting for some of you. And this time, this desperation, this gift that's being given to you is so that you can turn it back around and realize that you already had it in the first place. You always had it within you. You always had it within you. It was just a matter of believing it in yourself and not listening to the idiots, the naysayers. I'm going to get this Page of Swords reversed. So I'm getting the Hanged Man. And I'm getting the message, some of you are stuck. You're energetically stuck because you're trying to figure out how to move forward, and there's something that you need to say, and you're wishing you didn't have to say it. You're pushing it away like it's... You're pushing it away. I was trying to come up with something cool, but I couldn't. You're pushing it away for some reason because you're struggling between two different paths. Maybe some of you are still struggling with that old path and you're thinking back into the past. Others of you feel like that abundance isn't meant for you. Or maybe things haven't worked out in the past, and so you're just stuck. Some of you, I'm hearing, I don't want to go through the karmic cycle again. So it's like you're perpetuating and isolating and keeping yourself stuck because you're scared of the karmic cycle because of what happened in the past cycle. For some of you, I'm hearing in my head, I worked for it so hard for it all to just slip away. That's what I'm hearing. I worked so hard for this for it to just slip away. And what Spirit wants you to know, if that's what you're thinking in your head, is it is impossible to go back to square one. You can never go back to square one because you've already learned something. It's like, I remember when I struggled with relapsing, there was a period of time where I had 15 months and I relapsed, and I was a new mom. I was struggling with postpartum. There's a lot of shit going down, but I remember crying to my counselor and saying, I'm right back where I am. Like, it's been 15 months. I've had a kid. I thought I would grow up by now. What the hell's wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this, you know? And she just looked me straight in the eye and she said, you can never go back to square one. You've already worked too hard to get to where you're at. Just because you have a slip up, just because you take a half step behind, doesn't mean you lose everything that you've learned along the way. And that's the most important thing here, Taurus, is that cycles are going to happen and there's going to be great falls and great rises and great power and happiness and joy and sadness and trauma and shit that happens to us in between. But it's about the ride and enjoying the ride. And as a true Taurus, really being in that moment and taking in all those senses that are around you. Looking at those clouds that are up into the sky, you know, feeling the air between your fingertips, things like that. That's the natural state. That's what you're born to do. And that's what you're emerging into in the month of April. You're learning about the journey and the importance of the journey. Some of you have an opportunity to bring things back into balance. I'm getting King of Wands reversed in Temperance. So something is telling me that there's frustration and there's anger that's out of balance. For those of you that I feel like there's violent mood swings, and I don't, Taurus, I don't feel like you necessarily show this to people. I feel like this is within you. This isn't something, for some of you, maybe, but for the most part, I'm feeling like this is an inner rage going on. And when this inner rage pops up, you get scared because you don't know what's happening. But what's happening when that happens is that your inner child, it's your inner child lashing out. Okay? So if you're doing things out of character, or maybe you're snapping at somebody, or you're losing your patience more quickly than you normally would, that's because you're not getting in touch with your rage. There's a need to heal and get in touch with that rage. There's nothing wrong with being angry. There's nothing wrong with being sad. There's nothing wrong with that. And the more that you block and suppress those, the more that you're blocking and suppressing all of the natural, beautiful tendencies you have as a Taurus to explore and see the world and all of the beauty in it. It's okay to get in touch with your anger, Taurus. It's okay to get in touch with your inner child. It's okay to let them know that you're there for them. And it's okay to walk into the darkness. Because this cycle around, this karmic cycle, it's different. You look at the world through a different lens. You look at the world through an awakened lens. You know you're not crazy. You know that what you have to say is important. Keep fighting, Taurus. You're getting to where you want to go. I promise you. It is your birthright. Where you want to go is your birthright, as long as you meet Spirit halfway. As long as you find what motivates you, what moves you forward. Any more messages, Spirit? Any more messages for the Taurus Recovery Collective that's watching this? You know, I always think of really bitchin' titles, and then I just forget them. And then I just forget them. And then it's some weird ass title because I forgot what I was talking about when I was channeling. Okay. King of Pence, baby. Okay, ending message for you guys. I'm going to do guidance cards too. This is your birthright. You are meant to take control of your life. You are meant to have financial mastery around you. You are meant to dig into your inner child right now. And yes, he or she or they are a little pissed. But wouldn't you be a little pissed if you were locked in a room for years too? Give them a chance to come out. Give them a chance to come out. Let yourself play. If it's windy that day out, go take a kite. You know, get into your inner child. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. I go to the park with my kids, and sometimes I just let them play around and we act like the floor is lava, and I have a great time. And I'm not embarrassed or worried if any other adults see me on the playground playing with my kids, because it's fun and I feel like a little kid again. And I get to see the excitement and the love and the laughter in their faces. And it's one of the most beautiful things. And that is what you're meant to experience too, Taurus. You're meant to experience abundance. You're meant to be appreciated. The love that you so easily give to other people is meant to be given to yourself right now, because you are lovable and you are worthy of this abundance. And this is what your soul is. This is your purpose: to be stable, to be grounded, to have abundance around you, to have luxury around you. You're not out in the cold, Taurus. Believe. Believe in yourself. Believe in your side of the street. Believe in your side of the street. The Chariot reverse talks about not being interwoven into two different directions. And I think that what Spirit wants you to do the most in the month of April is to really truly go within and figure out which direction is for your highest good, which direction brings you to the light, which direction brings you hand in hand with your inner child. As lame as that sounds. Okay, let's do the guidance cards. And I know it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to make decisions for yourself. It's hard for me as a lifelong people pleaser, you know? But every time I say no, I feel freedom. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I feel like a bitch, but I feel freedom as well. I feel my energy coming back to me. Okay. What does Taurus need to know? Treasure Island in reverse. Number 9. Okay. Poverty consciousness and a sense of not enough cast a shadow on your path. These ideas and core beliefs come with a high cost. Do you really want to proclaim yourself a victim of disappointment and failed expectations? Are you avoiding success because you will grow so tall that others will want to cut you down? Or is it possible that you're caught in a fear that you will lose what you have acquired, so you hold on so tight that you miss the opportunities to expand? You were challenged to change the way you see the world and move from a perspective of limitations to a perception of abundance. Take a risk for you. Have nothing to lose except your confinement in a prison of your own making. Open the door and find the abundance waiting for you to claim it. I want to see what you're activating at this time, Taurus. Let's see, just for shits and gigs. And if you're still watching this video, congratulations. You freaking made it, man. All right, what's Taurus activating in the month of April? What's Taurus activating in the month of April? Serve it. I'm gonna get some clarification on that. I don't like that. Guilt. Oh, I know what it is. Okay. I needed a second. Okay. Service. I feel good when I can help others. This is what you're activating. You're refining and perfecting this. This could have felt something that's come naturally to you your entire life, is giving service to others and helping others. It's time to give back to service for yourself. I was about to say it's time to service yourself. It's time to give back your energy to you. It's time to choose you. That's what I'm trying to say. Guilt in the reverse. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. You're releasing this. You're releasing the guilt of saying no. You're releasing the gift, you're releasing the imbalance that is caused when you say yes, 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 yes. Because every time you're saying yes to somebody else, you're saying no to yourself. All right, my loves. Until next time, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.